Have you ever imagined walking out your front door to view a frost-covered pasture on a cool winter morning as the sun peeks over the horizon and the smell of fresh air swarming your face as you take your first steps out the door? There is nothing in the world that can compare to living in the country. The three main points I will be discussing today is the views you can see in the countryside, you can have livestock in the countryside, and there is also less crime in the countryside. The first example I will be discussing is the views you can see in the country. The frost covering the countryside is a sight that is simply breathtaking. If you have not witnessed this, you are simply missing out. You can also see the beautiful sunrises in the morning with nothing blocking your view, and you can also see the beautiful sunsets every evening. My favorite thing about the country is all the wildlife you can encounter, from the turkeys to the deer and many other species. This allows you to go hunting, which is personally one of my favorite pastimes. I also enjoy going fishing with my family. The sound of birds and other types of animals you can hear on calm mornings make the countryside a peaceful place. There's also many barns that fill the countryside that hold livestock, which leads to my next topic. The ability to have livestock is one of the main reasons people are attracted to the country. This means you can walk out your door at any time of any day and pet your animals. I mean, what could possibly be better than petting baby animals anytime you choose? Having livestock allows you to see new lives being born all the time. Living out in the middle of the country allows you to saddle your horse and ride him through the pasture, checking on cattle, or maybe just taking them out for an evening ride. Having livestock brings you a companion that will never let you down. The only thing that you have to do is feed them and love them, and they will always love you back. Having chores also helps me, and maybe you, to stay busy and stay out of trouble. Raising your family up in the country and around livestock is something that can teach them many life lessons that they will need and use down the road. Finally, there is less crime in the country. There is much smaller population in the country, which means there are less people to commit crimes. Also, there is very few people who know their way around the country roads, so half the people can't even find your house. Statistics have shown that there is less crimes in the country rather than in the city. There is also no gangs when you're living out in the middle of the country. This allows for a safe place for your children to grow up and live a healthy and happy life. All of these things help them feel safe and live the life their parents have always wanted for them. In conclusion, I believe nothing compares to living on the peaceful countryside. I explained the three reasons why living in the country is better than living in the city. These three reasons include the views you can see in the countryside, you can have livestock in the countryside, and there is also less crime. There is nothing in the world that can compare to living in the country. So the next time you are shopping for your next house, consider the countryside as your next home. You never know what great things the country can provide you until you experience them yourself.